Hello Year 1 and welcome to today's guided reading lesson. This is lesson number 2 and we're still looking at can I understand and use reading vipers, and the reading skills we're looking at today are infer and vocabulary. Now last week we had a look at 2 of the reading vipers, so we'll go through all of the reading vipers now and see if you can remember the 2 that we looked at. So let's have a look. We went through 2 of these in last week's lesson, but let's see if we can remember what they all mean. Vocabulary. Vocabulary is another way of saying words. So thinking about words that maybe you can use to describe something that happened in the story, or other words that might come up in the story and trying to understand their meaning. So vocabulary is another way of saying words. Infer. Now infer is quite a tricky one, and we're going to be looking at that today, and vocabulary as well. Infer is to think about why something happened in the story, maybe why a character is feeling a certain way, or maybe to even infer and understand if a character has a certain emotion. If you saw a character with a sad face, maybe you would think, oh, that character is not feeling very happy. If you saw someone rubbing their stomach and looking at a sandwich, you might think they are hungry, and trying to understand what the character is thinking or feeling. And the next one is predict. And we had a look at this last week where we tried to predict what would happen next in the story, what would happen at the end of the story. Now, it's not a competition to see if you can get it right, and if you can guess it right, you win extra points. It's just a way of seeing if you can understand what's happened before that point and see if you can make a reasonable guess at what will happen next. So like we said, we can't make a random guess and say a purple dragon will appear and eat everybody if we've not seen a purple dragon, but we can try to understand what might happen next after that. And the next one is explain. So we try to explain why something happened in the story, or maybe why we enjoy a certain part of the story. It could be explain why you found this part of the story funny. The next one is retrieve, and we looked at retrieve last week. Remember I spoke to you about a golden retriever, a dog that goes and gets things and brings it back. We were going and getting information and bringing it back. For example, we said, how many fish did the penguin get from the water? So we looked at that part of the story and tried to get that information out and tried to see if we could focus and understand what had happened. The final one is to sequence and summarize. That we will be doing next week, where we try to see if we can put the story in the correct order, see if we can understand what happened in the right order. So let's move on to today, where we're going to be looking at infer and vocabulary. So our first question is going to be, here's infer and vocabulary. We can have a quick look at them. It says infer, to make inferences from the text. So why was a certain character feeling a certain way, or why did this happen? And we're going to be thinking about that today. And vocabulary means we're looking at words and trying to understand maybe what the words mean, or if we can come up with different words to describe something that happened in the story. So let's watch Fishing from Sam. I'm going to stop it after 1 minute and 51 seconds, and I'm going to explain what I would like you to do for your first question. Enjoy. Okay, hopefully you enjoyed seeing that part of the story again. And our first question is an infer question. It says, how was the seal feeling when the penguin took its fish? How was the seal feeling when the penguin took its fish? This is an infer question where we try to understand how they were feeling. Okay, we're going to move on to our next question now straight away. So hopefully you've had a chance to write down your answer. You could have paused the video and write down that answer. And our next question says, can you think of any words to describe how the seal felt? Any other words? So this is a vocabulary question. So if you put that the seal was feeling happy, or if you put that the seal was feeling sad, see if you can come up with an even better word. See if you can come up with maybe more than one word that will describe how that seal felt. And this is a vocabulary question where we try to come up with new words, exciting words that you can use to describe that feeling. Okay, hopefully you've had a chance to do that. And I'm now going to let you watch the end of the video again, just so that you can keep your minds fresh for next week when we've got some quite tough questions. So today we've had a go at Infer and Vocabulary. Hopefully you've done a great job. We look forward to seeing your words that described how the character was feeling, and some other words that expanded your vocabulary, which means made your vocabulary bigger and wider, and you tried to think of some more interesting words to describe how that character was feeling. Have a lovely rest of your day, and I hope you enjoy the end of the video. Bye.